Okay. So this puzzle is, you're gonna stay right here. Yeah, it's gonna be hard with.
Nope.
So you're gonna stay right here. Nope. No more. No more. He's got to be, the start of the game is his front feet are between these two cones. Then he has to back out. Then he has to go around this cone. Then he has to go around this cone. Then he has to go to this side of this cone. He's got to side pass this cone. He's got to back up. Got to go all the way around to the barn side of this cone. Facing in, side pass, back up. And then the actual end of it, but I'm sure we're going to have to get to that later, is he's going to go all the way to the center, hind yield, and then invite him in. Not paying a lick of attention. Yeah, front feet have to be between here, and you have to stand in the middle. Yep, yep, yep. Good, now pause for a second. Why did I tell you to pause? And? Right, he got on the right page, right? Okay. Because once, if they're struggling as much as he was struggling, and it takes you quite a bit to get to the right page, once they very clearly are on the right page, give them a break so they know that's all you were looking for. Okay. Yep. Yep. Be careful how much you ask him to move his front feet, only because getting him to move his front feet too much is going to send him on a walking path. Good. It's okay if you back him up from there and then just send him over to the center. I don't care how you get him between the cones. Definitely, he's definitely too. Well, okay, okay. I'll see what you're gonna do. Yeah, they're all over that one leg. Good.
Good boy. Whoa.
Good.
Good boy.
Yep. Good. Good.
Now I have to go around this.
Uh huh.
And then around that.
Uh huh. Way too. You have to back him out. I would say until his nose clears that cone, which it's still slightly hanging over, I would say he needs to be, like, as far as his nose is still slightly hanging over that plane, right? He needs to be back further, because otherwise when you tell him to turn, he's not really going to turn. He's going to go right for that cone. So what do you think happened there?
Where I wanted them.
Okay, but there were two things that, one thing that has to kind of overall change, and the other thing is why he went to the cone instead of out and around it. Your line was too short, so when you pointed at it, you pulled him to it. Okay. Also, you're doing a lot of this too close to him, so he can't really see you. So you want to make sure that you stay far enough away from him that when you give him instructions, he can better hear what you're asking him to do. So try to get out from underneath his nose. And once he's backing up, see if you can turn down the volume and just let your intention be the most important thing. Now, did I talk to you about making a certain stance with your body?
Kind of like.
Yep. You're wrapping your elbows behind your rib cage and trying to push your rib cage forward. So it's like a power stance, because it's actually not a leaning forward thing. It's a pushing them with your whole body.
Back. Back. Back.
Yeah. Now turn the volume up if you don't feel like he's.
Back.
There you go.
Back.
Now see if you can back him away from you instead of you closing in that space.
Back. Nope. Back. Back.
So stop walking with him. I want him to back away from you. So every step he took backwards, you took one forward.
Back.
There. Good. And now stop for a second. Good. Okay. Hold on a second. No, he's just got a lot of crusty, like dead things all up in there. Sorry, bud. They're like carcasses of bugs. Yeah. I think that's what helps cause summer sores. So you guys want to get that. You might even want to put some fly spray specifically even on your hand and wipe it up in there.
Mm-hmm.
You've got on both sides. But it's like crusty carcass stuff.
Yeah.
So I would clean that up and try to put some stuff on there to try to prevent it. Because
Yeah, we gotta clean the shoes.
yeah, I usually get them done when I get their teeth done. I'll have, because they're sedated for their teeth, so I'll just have them do that part too. So another way to get him to stop eating grass especially when you're telling him to go forward, is to just drive him continued forward. So like, send him to me. Don't pull up on his head. Send him to me. Don't pull up on his head. Mean it. Have a plan. There you go. Because every time you pull up his head, unfortunately, it's just yanking him in the direction you don't want him to go. But give him a sense of direction. There you go. Good. Good. There. Now he's even asking questions. So give him an idea what you want from him. Good. Good. See, by driving him forward, you kind of became Lady, right? When Lady wants him to move, she drives him. So she doesn't have to yank his head up off the ground to get him to stop eating grass when she wants him to move. So, yeah, yeah. Well, just like he would be if Lady was telling him to do something, right? Yeah, you can even tap him if you think that that's going to get his attention more. Like, hey, excuse me, I'm talking to you. It's just a bonus that you get a little nibble of grass, but that's not why we're here. Yep. Hind yield. Good. Good. Back. Good. Good. Good boy. Keep going. It's all right. If you have to get his attention, you have to get his attention. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Excellent. Yeah. And just make sure your energy doesn't go so low right now that he says, oh, we're done? Okay, good. I'll have some more grass. Good. Send him at least to Lady, if not to the shed instead. So if his nose isn't pointed where you want him to go and you kiss for him to go, he's going to go in the direction his nose is pointed. His nose is pointed that way. So you got to get his nose pointed first before you kiss for the go. But you can, when his head was down like this, you could swing the rope out here at his, in the vicinity of his head. You're not going to hit him in the head. You're going to hit the air beside his head to get him to turn his head, then kiss for the go. Good. Yes, there you go. Good. Good. Tell his nose where to go. Tell his nose where to go. Good. Tell his feet what to do. Good. Good. There you go. Good. Now he's supposed to go to the barn side of that cone. Mm-hmm. Good. turn and face you, sideways over that cone. Good. Good. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through the puzzle again. Okay, so the figure 8. Yeah, I know, right? Then you're going to come to this side of this cone, facing the road. He's going to side past this cone. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Then he's going to back up. Then you're going to send him out on the circle. So he's just walking. Hind yield him, side pass, back him out. Walk him. Hind yield him, invite him in.
You have to remind me on this part.
Okay. Right. So you're gonna hind yield him, right? You're gonna side pass him. Is that good enough?
So from here.
You're just gonna send him out to the barn side of that cone. Stop.
Oh, okay. Stop him here and then.
Back. So we're just trying to add direction, go, stop, sideways, back, trying to add all those things, and in the process take assumption away. Like she actually ended up doing great at the end because we took a lot of her assumption away. She sees cones and she's like, right, like automatically, like there's no telling her what to do. So we did a lot of backing her right next to a cone and having it mean nothing. So since he gets in kind of that auto mode too, but so tell me, did you notice a big difference once you stopped yanking on his head?
Yes.
Right? He's not fighting with you anymore. He's like, oh, okay, I'll go. He may go like, whatever. But at least he's not, and you're not like right up against him anymore. Yeah. Okay. No, and I caught you. I saw you right here, and then I was going to say something, and then right after I was going to say something, you did take a step forward. But I saw you catch yourself. You're about to take a step forward when you're backing him up. I saw you catch yourself, and then I saw you do this, and I was like, ah. I was going to praise you then, and then you blew it. I know, there's a new boss in town, Miss Lady Friend. Tell us knows what to do. Just point, and then send the energy down his neck first. Send the energy down his neck first, so you're going to swing the rope towards his cheek and neck so that his head knows what to do. There you go. There you go. See the point helped? Good. Just remember, anytime you have a conversation, you want all the information, right? So he has to have all the information. Good catch on you getting too close. Mean it? Mean it? Don't let him stall out on you that bad. Good. There you go. Point at the shed at least. Put all your energy next to his, in the space by his head. Yep, point his head, just point his nose, point his nose, point his nose, point his nose. Yep, tell him to go. It's okay. Yeah, close. No, he needs to go through there a little bit more. There you go. So this is where you can draw him, right? So you were supposed to stay here anyway. So this is where you could have drawn him towards you. And then once his head was up and you can give him instructions on what to do with his head, that's when you would put the energy outside of his head so he knows what to do, you know, with his head. And then and you're going to point. So once he has information, you're going to kiss for him to go. And that's the last piece of information he needs. So would you say part of what gave him a little extra fire there was the big swing of the rope behind him over here? Okay. So don't swing the rope anymore, just tell him to hind yield. Look at his tail. So what I want you to do is I want you to like deliberately look at his tail like, I'm gonna bite your butt if you don't move. Where I saw your gaze was here. And it was kind of just looking like you were watching him go by. I want you to kind of be like, dude, I'm serious. I'm gonna bite you if you don't, I'm coming in. So he believes that he better hide this or else you're gonna tag it. And if you have to, tag it. But don't just swing the rope around back here. Make it like, hey, I said, right? Sorry, buddy. Sorry, buddy. So now, hind yield. There. All the way around to that side of that cone. Step up. Good. Good. Even with his focus completely on something else, which I don't know what it's on, but his focus is completely on something else. His friends. Yep. Yep. He's got to back up a little bit. Yep. Send his shoulder this way. My horses are talking back. So keep only 12 inches for yourself. You don't need a lot. Yeah. And then I'll let you step in there if you have to, but yep, there you go. Good. Good. Yep. So stand up straight before the whoa, so that or simultaneously, because the whoa is you were still in the calling position, and then you said whoa, and then you stood up and did it with a blast. Where if you had stood up, he might have had a better chance, and then the whoa attached to the stand up. Good. Good. Shoulder, shoulder. You should be pointing at your house. Yep. Yep. There you go. Good. Back up. Send him out on the circle all the way to the barn side of that other cone. Well, he's turned now, so it's good. All the way to the barn side of that cone. Hind yield, hind yield, hind yield, hind yield. Okay. So I wanted him to stop next to it, and then we'll do the sideways. And I know that he just took over. I know it's not that you asked him to do it that way, but that's just. So I want him to come around, and I want him to kind of like skid into the driveway, right? And then back out. No, then he's going to sideways over this, and then he's going to back out And he's going to go halfway, and then you're going to high yield him, and you're going to bring him in. Don't be hard on yourself. You haven't been doing this for a while. I see the little defeat going on in there, or the I don't like doing this in your face. Good. High yield, high yield. Go ahead and sideways him over towards the barn, and then we'll sideways back. Good. Now sideways back. To get control of your volume, because once he was going, you kept swinging the rope pretty loudly. So try to get control of turning your volume up and down. Get as loud as you have to and turn it down as quickly as you can. Yep. Just talking to you. So make sure your high yield really looks like a high yield. There you go. Look at that. And then the only thing I'm going to have you do is try to get yourself a little more in front of him and see if the high yield can work instead of needing to be there. But it's okay that because you got your point across. Go ahead and ask him to just back out of there, and then we'll put him halfway to the circle. Okay, send him out on the circle when you get him far enough back. Yep, to the right, to your right. Good. Once he gets halfway right there, high yield. Good, nice. Good, invite him in. Ho. Okay. So you have it all, you're just out of practice, right? But you're actually not doing bad. I know you're getting like kind of defeated, but you're not doing bad. Okay. I think one of the things I want to work on is your personal space with your horse.
I can tell he's saying that, but
right? And there, at one point he even said so,
yeah.
right? So good. You read that, right? You saw when he told you, like, get out of my space.
Yeah.
Okay. Your volume is too loud. It's consistently loud past the impact, meaning you were effective in making your point, and then you never turn the volume back down, right? So then he gets faster, and then that kind of makes it turn into a train wreck. So what we want to try to do is we want to try to say, I need to be effective,